Hello everyone, this is Teacher Jordan and welcome to my class. And this is Oral Communication in Context. I believe that most of the conflicts or problems that we have with the people around us are caused by miscommunication or understanding. And this can only be solved if we would be able to understand each other through effective communication. At a young age, I have learned from my parents how powerful effective communication is in uniting people who have different point of views in life and fixing problems which are caused by different interpretation or understanding of a certain thing. Despite using the same language, have you ever wondered why people go wrong when communicating? For us to avoid communication breakdown with the people around us, we have to be aware of the factors that affect us from communicating effectively. And these things are called communication barriers. The first and the most obvious are physical barriers. These are environmental elements that affect a person's ability to process or convey information during communication. One of the common challenges that we face in this online learning modality is the presence of a background noise. For example, the crowing chicken, the barking dogs, the passing vehicles, the passing airplane, just like that. Hence, it is highly advisable for you to look for a quiet place if you want to engage in a more meaningful and effective communication with someone. I admit that sometimes I am a bad communicator, especially when I am hungry, having headache, or a body pain, or any physical pain. And this is an example of physiological barriers. These are bodily or organic characteristics of a speaker or a listener that interfere with the transmission or reception of the information. In this situation, you have to understand if you are not getting a good response from the person you are talking to. So you need to wait for this person to feel better before engaging in a good conversation. Have you ever heard someone telling you, "Not today, because I am not in the mood"? Well, this is very common, and this is what we call psychological barriers. Emotional distress can affect a person's ability to understand or interpret the message that they are receiving from the speaker. If someone has a different perception or viewpoint of something, he or she is normally not receptive of the ideas that he or she gets from the speaker or from the other person. For example, sometimes we fail to listen to an advice from a friend or someone because we have a totally different understanding or perception of the situation that we are into. The psychological state of the communicators will influence how the message is sent, received, or perceived. For example, when we are angry, we tend to misinterpret what others are saying, and it is much easier for us to say bad words or things that we do not really mean to and may later regret. I am guilty of this, and I have also witnessed this from many people several times. When we are angry, our intention is to hurt most of the times, not to understand. Therefore, if you are in this situation, it is much better to zip your mouth and not say anything at all so that you could not hurt the person you are talking to. Another example is when we are stressed. Emotional distress may hamper our ability to better comprehend the message or send an intelligent or more sensible feedback. Additionally, Having a low self-esteem or confidence affects the way people communicate with each other. In this case, we are shy or embarrassed to say what we feel or what we think about something because we think that our ideas or beliefs are not as good as others. Language and linguistic ability may act as a barrier to communication. Even when communicating in the same language, the terminology used in the message may act as a barrier if it is not fully understood by the receiver. For example, a message that includes a lot of specialist jargon and abbreviations may not be understood by the receiver who is not familiar with the terminology used. Words may mean different things to different people, so we sometimes offend someone without intending to. Improper use of words may confuse the listeners and may result to undesirable or unfavorable behavior on the part of the listeners. Incorrect pronunciation, complex sentences, faulty grammar and spelling may confuse the listener or reader and may result to unfavorable or negative response. Better communication entails the use of correct and precise word depending on the context and on the ability of the communicators to use the language. In most cases, we cannot really avoid these communication barriers. So how can we really achieve effective communication in their presence? If you really wish to become a skilled or effective communicator, you have to be aware of these barriers and try to reduce their impact by continually checking for understanding and offering appropriate feedback during the communication process. Significantly, developing your emotional intelligence will help you become more aware of how to communicate with people in the most appropriate and effective ways. I hope that this video could help you develop your communication skills and, more importantly, your relationship with the people that are most significant to you. If you have questions or comments on this video, please feel free to comment below. And please don't forget to subscribe so that you can watch my next videos. Thank you for watching. See you next time.